I got out of bed this morning, walked to the kitchen, took a bowl from the cupboard, grabbed the cereal box, dropped some cereal into the bowl, grabbed the milk from the fridge, poured some milk into the bowl, dripping some milk onto the table like any clumsy or sleepy child in the morning would, and had breakfast. With a spoon, of course. It was simple for me to have breakfast this morning, and I believe it would be for all of you, right? Well, for some people. Some people need someone to help them have breakfast in the morning as I did, or maybe drink, or getting in and out of bed. And yes, I am talking about people with disabilities. This summer, I met this really cool dude. He's really smart and caring. He studied medicine and became a psychiatrist. And guess what? He now represents Greece as an ambassador in the EU Parliament. That's him. His name is Stamatios. Okay, I know that sounds Greek to you, because it is. So, I'll say it one more time. Stelios Kibouropoulos. Got it? Cool. Oh, you might be wondering about the wheelchair. Well, he has a disability called muscular atrophy, a disability that paralyzes your body and only allows his mouth to move. Stelios is not the only friend with disabilities that I have, though. In Greece, I have another friend with disabilities, called Nick. I do not know what disability he has, and it would be rude to ask, but I know it is a muscular disability, for he has difficulty walking. Over the summer, we play soccer. We kick the ball at each other and do simple passes. And in the morning when we get in the sea, I help him get in and out. We have a great time together, even though he has disabilities. Stelios and Nick are not the only people with disabilities in the world, though. There are over 200 million people with disabilities in the world. That is about the people in the audience times 1 million. And it was the same yesterday, and it will also be tomorrow and the day after. They should all have the same human rights as people without disabilities do. Do they? Sadly, they do not. This is where independent living comes in. What is independent living? Independent living is the right that you have, if you have disabilities, as someone not related to you. That means no parents, no siblings, no cousins, etc. Helps you in your daily schedule and the things you have difficulty with. For example, having breakfast. By disabled, I do not only mean physically, but it could also be mentally. Being blind and deaf is also taken into consideration. Independent living is a really important necessity in this world right now. Not only now, also in the past. When Stelios was a young child and would go to school, one of his parents would wait outside the school just in case something happened. But what if Stelios had no family members to take care of him? I also met Stelios' father this summer. He was waiting right outside the office in which his son worked, and I feel sorry for the man, for he is over 70 years old, and Stelios had other 2 people working with him already. Parents are always there, but just till when? To proceed, let's take a look back at the history of independent living. Independent living goes way back to when some of you old folks were alive. Edward Roberts is a name I'm sure none of you have heard before. Though stricken by polio, he was the first ever student to be in a wheelchair. When he was supposed to receive his graduating diploma, his headmaster told him he was not allowed to receive it, for he did not perform PE. After school, he went to Berkeley College, where he had to fight for the right of participation, and after college, he became an activist of the idea of independent living and joined a group of people called the Rolling Quads. Edward lived around the same time with Robert F. Kennedy, and then I'm sure all of you have heard before. Robert was the brother of the President John Kennedy, JFK. The 2 brothers were really close, and they both believed in the equality of all people. JFK even said, "All people stand and sit as equal," which is true. To sum it all up, people with disabilities are being mistreated and in need of someone to step up. And independent living will be the right that will animate the equality of human rights between people with disabilities and people without disabilities. As I have told you, I have quite a few friends with disabilities. Do you know why? Because when they need help, I can be there to help them. Being a friend is not just hanging out and having fun, but it is also taking care of each other and helping one another in difficult times. Don't build walls around friendship. I kindly ask you to go out there and make a new friend of your own that has disabilities, so that you can help that person in difficult times and have the best of memories. Why should you do this? 2 reasons. 1, it improves your interactions and connections with other people. 2, there is no limit to having friends. You can have as many friends as you want, and maybe they can have disabilities. Thank you.